Hello, space fans. It's your buddy Emerald. Bam! On today's show, we're gonna show you what to make when you find a bunch of bodies and maggots. It's called a remoulade.
Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey. I'm Austin.
Today we're still playing Star Trek. If you're just joining us, the first time listening to Bastard Quest, you're going to want to skip back a couple episodes because if you don't, I assure you, today's episode will make zero sense. It might make negative sense.
You may not think that we're actually playing Star Trek, actually. Shit's wacky right now.
We're playing a horror game with characters we did not build.
Yeah.
With celebrity chefs.
Star Trek Cthulhu is what we're playing.
That sounds rad.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are playing Modiphius's 2D20 system of Star Trek Adventures. We've played a couple sessions. This is the middle of an adventure. The USS Fieri has reached an unknown star system in the middle of a formation of stars known as the Habmeyer Formation. They're investigating a derelict. There's a boarding party on that derelict. But we're going to start on the bridge of the Fieri with all your standard characters.
Okay.
With Austin playing...
Dash Kratos, security officer.
Corey playing...
Cham.
Todd playing...
Vulcan Jerry.
And if you want to know more about the rule set that we're using, again, you could just Google Modiphius 2D20 Star Trek or Star Trek 2D20 or go back and listen to previous episodes. It's a really straightforward RPG system. We're huge fans.
This is quite accurate, actually, because if this was Star Trek Cthulhu, this would be the point where we just cut back to other characters and have them just find the remains.
True, that's true.
Star Trek Cthulhu would be a lot of people describing these like unknowable terrors, and then when you see them, it's just they're vaguely humanoid. They just got a weird neck.
Yeah.
Well, they had a lava monster.
I mean, there are horror elements in Star Trek. The first time I saw Wrath of Khan as a kid in the movie theater, when they put that little fucking worm in Chekhov's ear or whatever, it freaked me the fuck out.
Well, and the Borg Queen is basically a terrifying nightmare
And
monstrosity.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. Hideous.
Just, in general. Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with his face? So, all three of you are on the bridge of the Fieri. You've lost contact with the boarding party, and that's put down to the unstable gravitational fields in Star System 451G of the Habmeyer Formation. This system, remember, there are 3 stars in close orbit of one another. Unstable gravity. The Fieri is at the edge of the star system outside of the main gravitational fluctuations, and you beamed the boarding party aboard the Carissa, which is it sits at the stable anchor point between the 3 stars, and promptly lost contact. It's been over an hour. Ensign Schreffler, the Ferengi communications officer, has been trying to raise the boarding party to no avail.
Is there still no word from the crew?
I don't know.
No, Dash. Not a peep. Communications are down. I don't have a good feeling about this.
I don't either.
Oh,
Captain,
wait. That's another IP.
Captain, what do you think we should do?
I might have another taco. I don't know. I guess we just keep trying to call them, divert the energy from the core to the radio. That's Star Trek-ish, right? Can we power out the radio harder?
Is there anything we can do to try to...
Like boost the signal?
Yeah.
So it's not specifically called out for communication, but you could try to use power management to reroute power from various systems to boost your communication signal, your subspace comm frequency. And that is a daring or control plus engineering with a difficulty of 2.
I think Jerry should do it because one of his talents is technical expertise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if anytime he does a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, he gets to re-roll a d20. And even if he can either re-roll his own or the ship's die.
Okay. Can Cham assist by telling him, hey, do that?
I would say the ship could assist.
Okay.
The ship will assist with computers and engineering.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, so that's 1 success. You need 2.
And Jerry's target number is going to be 11. I got an 8 and a 12, so that's 1 success for me, 1 success for the ship. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll that 12 because I can.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. That's a 14. Never mind.
Yeah, 14 is a critical failure.
The ship
No, of
explodes.
course not. Yeah.
What?
So, working with engineering, you boost power to the communications array. Schreffler says, "Hold on, Captain. Sending a signal. Boarding party. This is the Fieri. Come in." And then there's... And let's see, who on the Carissa gets the signal? The signal reaches the communicator of Lieutenant Salton Dansforth? What? I can't remember.
It's not Danforth, although I do appreciate the Lovecraft reference. It's Salton Dansworth.
Oh, right, Salton Dansworth.
Reginald Skipworthy.
So, Salton Dansworth is right now carrying the, well, for lack of a better word, golden alien lady through the shadowy corridors of the Carissa when your communicator beeps and then the broken voice of Ensign Schreffler comes through. Fieri, can you hear me?
Yes, this is Lieutenant Dansworth. I read you. I'm carrying this golden body. I'm not sure if this woman's been murdered yet or not.
What are you...
Yet? Are you planning on murdering?
What are you guys doing over there? It's all weird over here. What are you guys doing?
Well, we got separated, and the ship's kind of spooky, and we're trying to make our way to the bridge.
Okay, bye.
Good job, Traveler.
Thanks, Captain. So on the Carissa, Emerald and Gary Hill, that Todd and Corey are playing respectively, you guys heard half of that conversation. You heard Salton's responses. You didn't hear Schreffler.
Okay.
But of course you can ask him what that was about. Though Emerald is a bit predisposed because there's the maggot man pointing at him who just spoke to him in a dark hallway at the lower levels of the ship, and the 2 bodies in Federation uniforms that were dismembered and broken and covered in maggots are now starting to lumber to their feet.
Jesus Christ.
Hello.
How can Emerald use his tricorder to get out of this?
Yeah.
Or should he just run?
Well, I know what I would do.
I would imagine he has some way of... Can tricorders take pictures? Or like film video?
Yeah,
or?
they're the phones of the future.
Yeah.
We've established this.
I'm sure they could. They do all sorts of stuff. They move at the speed of plot. Their function operates at the speed of plot.
I mean Emerald, he's a responsible guy. He's a medical officer. So he's gonna use his tricorder and he's gonna snap some photos or get a little video of the horrifying thing that's in front of him, and he's gonna run.
You should do a boomerang so they're coming at you and then backwards, like the Instagram thing.
So
And then he goes to Snapchat and hits send.
Yeah.
while Emerald is taking out his tricorder,
Put a funny filter on their faces. Oh, look, they're a rhinoceros.
Oh, look, he got puppy dog ears.
the maggot man is striding toward him, and his feet are moving through these pile of maggots like somebody forcing their way through a snowdrift. The maggots are just cascading.
All right, sounds like somebody's walking through a roo. Bam! I'm out.
Federation!
So he's gonna try to run back to the bridge.
Okay.
He's gonna get out of there. There's no point in conversing with the maggot man, I don't think.
Yeah, it's like trying to debate Joe Rogan. No point.
The maggot man is
Jamie, look that up for me.
he's not very fast, and neither are the maggot zombies. One of them puts his way up. Medical officer. Looking at you, and difficulty 1 to escape.
Okay.
I get probably fitness and security.
Fitness and security. Ooh, man. That's a target number 12 for old Emerald.
Cool. I'm
Nice.
going to spend a threat.
God damn it.
Make that difficulty 2 because this is a harrowing situation. You're a little worried.
All right, I'm going to spend a momentum to get another D20. There's a 3, but the other 2 were a 14 and a 17.
Now, I'm assuming your focuses are not runaway oriented.
My focuses are triage, emergency medicine, and infectious diseases.
So, yeah, you just got one success then.
And none of these characters have determination. We established that.
Yeah, they're
last
playing.
session.
They're playing supporting characters, and those characters do not have determination like their main characters do. So Emerald turns in a panic, stumbling over his own feet to run away from the maggot zombies and the maggot man. Turns a corner hastily, slams into a wall. He's just stumbling and falling, running, yelling. He gets away.
Yelling "bam," presumably.
Right when he hits the wall.
Bam!
And runs straight towards the turbo lift, leaps in, and then realizes, oh, the actual lift was not on this level. The doors were just jarred open. Oh, no. So goes tumbling down the lift shaft. I'm going to roll some challenge dice here. 5 with a couple of 6s. So I'm going to say the effect of falling down a lift shaft is vicious. So that's 8 stress.
Which is over 5, so that is an injury.
And I'm assuming Emerald doesn't have any resistance.
Not to falling down an elevator shaft.
How much stress do you have? Does Emerald have?
He has 12, so that would put him at a 4.
So Emerald takes an injury and is effectively incapacitated. He lands at the bottom of the lift shaft, breaks a leg. So he also has the trait broken leg. So he is not quite dead yet.
His focuses are triage and emergency medicine, though, so I would imagine he could
Heal himself.
heal himself at least somewhat. I mean, he's a medical officer, so he's going to have medical stuff.
Yeah. Especially on the away team. I'm sure he packed some medical stuff with him. A splint.
Well, unfortunately, he's incapacitated and out of the scene. But if somebody else could get to him, they'd certainly have the medical tools to try to help him.
Okay.
So now Gary and Salton,
Yeah. You can just call him Dansworth. That's
Dansworth, you guys really have no idea what happened to Emerald, but you did hear him freaking out.
Yeah.
Then suddenly get cut off. You probably, let's see, his communicator was probably on the hallway. He was yelling down the lift shaft.
We just heard one chilling single bam.
Bam thump.
Ramp Corporal, did you hear that?
Yes.
Where are you?
Upstairs. Top of the ramp.
I just realized that both of you are carrying unconscious people.
Yeah. You want to meet up and compare?
Yeah, I found this mysterious golden lady down in the medical bay.
I got a burnt guy.
I think mine's cooler. Dansworth begins making his way up towards the bridge.
Okay, it doesn't take you very long. Medical's not far from the bridge, and the Carissa's a smaller ship than the Fieri. You get up to the hallway outside the bridge where there's the alive but smoldering body of the Carissa's captain, Captain Stewart.
My God, what happened here, Ramp Corporal?
Pretty sure this guy's the captain and he was shooting at me and then he caught himself on fire. But I put him out pretty good.
So Dansworth lays down the body of the golden person.
Lady.
Yeah, where they can kind of examine them both. Can you tell if she's alive or not?
Let's tricorder her. So basically, what I'm wanting to do is like examine because there's like bug bites on her of some kind.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to try to kind of scan those.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't have your tricorder, so
Yeah.
Dansworth will make use of his and scan these bug bites.
Okay.
Can Gary help?
Potentially.
Okay.
How is he helping?
I think Gary finds a nice ramp to prop the golden lady up on, so he can get a good angle.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. No, you can't roll dice, but it's clever.
Okay.
All right, what am I rolling here,
Yeah.
Kyle?
So doing a medical examination with your tricorder, I'm going to say that's difficulty 2, something science.
Okay, insight and science or med.
Oh, yeah, medicine then.
Okay, so insight and medicine. That's a target number 11. Ooh, there's a 1 and an 8.
Nice.
So 3 successes.
Okay, so you could generate momentum. Like you're going to get some information anyway, but you could always spend that momentum to answer any question.
Okay, I might.
So they are bug bites from a species of fly larvae, a species of fly, I guess, but maggot, which
ew.
maggots generally do not bite people. It's very unusual.
Yeah.
And that's what all you gain from the basic reading. There does appear to be a mild infection in her body.
All right, well, we got to treat this infection if we're going to learn more about her. We got to find our medical officer. So we're going to try to find the medical officer. I think I will spend that other momentum and see, does the tricorder give me any additional readouts on like whether or not this infection is contagious or in any way harmful to us?
Well, it's not a disease. It's a bacterial infection. I guess it technically would be infectious if you cut open her wounds and took some of the material and spread it on the inside of your mouth.
Okay.
Don't do that.
That's a very visceral.
But barring that,
Thank God Emerald's at the bottom of that shaft because that's
standard procedure.
right.
But barring
What's wrong with her? Taste it.
barring that sort of extreme response, no, it's not.
Emerald
contagious.
wakes up long enough to just shout into his recorder, "Don't do that!" Bam! All right, so we got to find our medical officer if we're going to have any hope of figuring out what's going on here.
Okay. Is there any way we can track his location?
I don't know if Star Trek has this, but it would make sense if you could track someone's location from their.
He's got his Find My Tricorder
Yeah.
turned on.
Well, I mean, I assume those pins that communicate also double as some sort of tracking thing. It would make sense for a boarding party going onto a derelict ship.
Sure.
I started to say, if nothing else, we can Star Trek some shit to track his communication signal or something.
Yeah, let's try to track him.
All right. I would imagine that is going to be science and insight, or engineering and insight.
So I think to track him, I think reason and science. Just difficulty 1 since it's designed to be tracked.
Okay, Corey, my target number's 9 for that.
Mine's 8, so have at it.
Okay.
We're real smart.
Well, there's a 19 and a 9, so 1 success by the skin of our teeth.
1 success. Using your tricorder, you triangulate Emerald's position and realize he's at the bottom of the turbolift shaft.
Okay, follow me. And Gary starts rolling down the nearest ramp. Like sideways, like he's going down a hill. Romantically.
Little princess bride.
Yes.
Well, okay, I guess. And then Dansworth does the exact same thing he did, just behind him.
Wait, we're also carrying bodies as we roll.
Oh,
Actually,
are we taking him with us? Why don't we leave him here?
I was going to ask, are you
Oh.
taking them or carrying them?
well, I was going to surf him down the ramp. No, I guess we find a safe place to stow them, or what we consider a safe space.
Now remember, you were able to reach the ship briefly, so you might be able to arrange a transport out
teleport?
or something.
Okay, yeah, we do that. Captain Cham, come in, please.
Well, wait. I'm not so sure about transporting these unknown variables on board the ship yet until we figure out what's going on.
Well, I think what we can do is contact the Fieri, let them know we found out about the infection and all that, and try to transport them onto the ship. Just tell them, hey, put masks on first. Yeah, and don't lick the wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just let Todd's earlier roll let it ride. So you get Shrevler.
Yeah. Hey. Hi, guys. Hey, Captain Cham. It's the boarding party.
Hey, fellas.
What's up, Sultan?
Yeah, we've got a couple bodies here. We're going to try to transport them onto the ship. We need to know if they're infected with anything. They've got bug bites on them, and I think one of them got the space crazies, and I think you just need to be careful looking at them.
Okay, sounds good. Send them on over.
Okay.
All right, so is there anything we need to do as far as transporting them?
So there's the golden glow of transporter beams, and the Carissa's captain, Stewart, disappears, and so does the golden lady.
Hey, this guy's burnt.
Yeah, they're not in good shape. We're not sure what happened yet, but that's all the progress we've made so far. We got to go rescue Emerald.
Okay, bye.
With that, Dansworth and Gary Hill start descending into the depths of the Carissa to recover Emerald. Now, on the bridge of the Fieri, Captain Cham, Lieutenant Commander Dash, and, of course, Science Officer Jerry get a message from medical that they've been received. The 2 incapacitated persons are being treated. So then one of the bridge crew says, Captain, we're recording a buildup of antimatter particles, location approximately 1,000 kilometers off the port bow, which is unusual. Antimatter generally does not spontaneously manifest in deep space.
That's unusual.
Also, just a reminder, you detected anomalous antimatter readings in the previous star system that led you to this one.
Okay, first and foremost, I think we drive away from it a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I mean, how far away did you say it was?
1,000 kilometers.
That's
Okay.
close in space.
Yeah, it is.
In space, that is right next door, yeah.
Okay.
So the Fieri's going to move away?
Yeah, and I guess we'll have Jerry do a scan on the matter or lack thereof.
Okay.
Quick question though, since Jerry's focuses are infectious diseases and emergency medicine, wouldn't it make sense to send him down to medical with the two bodies?
It's not a terrible idea.
Sure.
Captain, as you know, I'm an expert in infectious diseases and emergency medicine. Because science, I'm going to go down to medical and give those fellas down there a hand with these two bodies.
Okay, that's fine. Bye.
Cham's command ability. Once again,
I'm going to miss you, buddy, but I'll be back.
Okay, I'm gonna hang out here.
okay, so Jerry heads down to medical.
So can we just use the ship to do the scan of the antimatter?
Yeah, you could just use the generic crew rating, which is pretty good. I think it's like 13 or something.
Yeah, it's 13.
Yep, and it can be assisted by the ship's sensors, so
Okay. Sensors and science, I guess.
yes.
That's a 13. Roll for the ship. That's a 4.
cool.
And for miscellaneous junior science officer Gregory, it's 2 9s, so that's 3 successes.
Okay, you just needed one. So you could bank the other's momentum or ask some questions. What they immediately tell you is that the buildup is increasing, and while it's a stable antimatter field right now, which is incredibly unusual, they imagine it will lead to some sort of energy discharge eventually.
Can we spend a momentum to find out how long we have before that happens?
You can.
Okay, we do that.
Okay.
Captain is building toward a critical mass in 13 seconds. 13. Fuck. 12.
Okay, get further away. Back up, back up. Beep, beep, beep.
Ensign Oarsman on it. So I won't make you roll for maneuvering the ship, but you have to spend a power. So you guys have spent 2 power this session.
Okay, that's down to 14.
The Fieri accelerates away. The junior science officer's counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's no explosion, per se. What he had anticipated was this massive thermonuclear reaction. But there's this burst of light, and in its place is a starship.
Ooh, what kind of starship?
Sensor readings are coming back, Captain. Starship identified, unknown class, unknown designation.
Okay, we'll hail them.
Yeah, it's a massive ship, easily the size of the Fieri. Initial readings, it's clearly using some sort of antimatter reactor to propel itself through space.
Captain, we should raise the shields before we try to communicate.
Okay, then.
It's a long ship. It's more,
Cigar shaped?
yeah, it's more cigar-shaped than the saucer form that dominates the Federation. It has gold designs on the sides and this just massive engine array.
Wow, that's a nice looking ship. Okay, shields up. Hail them.
Incoming communication, Captain.
Oh, they hailing us first. That's nice. Hello.
So an image appears on the bridge screen. It looks like a male with gold skin, long flowing hair, white eyes. It would obviously be the same kind of alien as you have in medical.
Hey there, Adam Warlock. How's it going? I'm Cham from the USS Fieri. What can we do for you?
I am Squatch.
It's a weird name for but
Based on Patreon member Squatch.
Thanks, Watch.
I am the chorus. You have aboard your ship one of us.
yeah, we picked her up from that other ship that we were trying to help, and she's sick. She got bit by a skeeter. Bad one.
Like a bunch.
So the alien says, "It must have been our great enemy, the worms. They are an abomination.
Tell us more about these worms.
They are a hive mind consciousness. They infect vermin and filth. We have been at war with them for many years. They defoul our planets and space.
Are you familiar with this planet territory?
This formation of stars is our home, and it is also home to the foulness."
Captain, I think we can send over their kinsmen. Maybe they can help us get the ship out of the gravitational field.
Yeah, is that cool with you guys?
So he looks away, confers with someone, presumably off screen, and says, We do not want to risk infection to our ship.
Do you know how to help them?
We can treat her on board our ship if you tell us how.
We will prepare a transmission that should awaken her.
Yeah, but can we get a worm out of her?
What does Cham mean for the GM?
Basically, to try to cure her.
Oh.
Because these guys, like, possess her, the worms, right?
Well, that seems to be what he's saying, yeah.
Okay. And plus, it's infected the other ship as well.
We should be able to provide a remedy in time.
Hey, Captain, it's Jerry. Logically, if they don't want her on their ship, then we probably shouldn't want her on our ship either. Think about what happened to the Carissa.
Okay, go ahead and jettison her.
So I think our priorities right now is to see if we could possibly help her, to see if the burnt captain also has bug bites, and because he was acting crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to see if there's a way to maybe tractor beam the other ship out of the precarious position so we can get a better scan.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. So if this is their home territory, they may have better means of navigating it. So they may make it a little bit easier for us to retrieve the ship.
Right. Basically, I want to check to see if there's more survivors on the ship, and we can't really do that with the gravitational interference. So
Also, Captain, once again, Jerry here, you might want to ask them how one of their people ended up on the Carissa in the first place.
Oh, yeah, good point, Jerry. I do that.
We of the chorus cannot answer that at this time.
Just like I thought. Shady as fuck.
Yeah, that does sound suspicious.
No, it's okay to have secrets.
It's part of a healthy relationship.
I have many.
I have no fucking doubt.
Here's one. I don't like pears.
Not a secret.
I like to build
Not a
trust.
secret, Captain.
I
You talk
like-
about that literally all the time.
I build trust.
Every time we try to put those on the tacos, you just shoot that idea down.
Yeah, no pear.
Pears. That's Cham's big secret that he's been holding in his heart.
No pairs and sad things happen in past are some of the best
yeah,
characterization.
sad things happened. And he ate a pear.
It's a dark memory.
Okay, so let me go over this list. Okay, so you want to see if you can help the gold alien.
Yeah.
Jerry will be down in medical trying to do that.
You want to help the Captain Stewart.
Yeah, and see if we can tractor beam that ship with the help of the chorus, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, we need to see if what they have is curable, and if the captain has it, Captain Stewart, if we can help the chorus, maybe they can help us retrieve the ship.
Okay, so which one do you want to do first?
I think, first off, Jerry should try to see if Captain Stewart has bug bites on him as well. I think
Okay.
that would be a good place to start.
That's a good call.
Jerry can perform a medical exam,
Yep.
and you're in medical, so the ship can assist on this.
Okay.
And they also mentioned, Kyle, having a remedy for this condition, correct?
They said they would prepare, they're basically data and send it over.
Okay.
Yeah. Jerry is going to use his insight and medicine for this
Okay.
test.
Cool.
And he has a focus in both infectious diseases and emergency medicine. So
What's your target number?
it's going to be a 14.
Okay.
The ship will use computers and medicine, I guess. So that's target number 13.
That makes sense.
That's a 2. What's our target, or what's our difficulty?
So we're going to do this a little different. There's no specific difficulty on this, but each success, I will answer one specific question you ask me about the captain.
Okay.
Captain
All right.
Stewart of the Carissa.
All right. That's a 12 and a 6.
Nice.
That's 3 successes.
Okay, so first question, Todd.
Does the captain have similar bug bites like the Golden Lady?
He has no bites, and he has no sign of any similar infection at all.
So he just went crazy in general. Probably from all the maggot men.
I started to say he may have just been paranoid because everyone else was possessed by the maggot men.
That'll knock the wind out of you.
I mean, I don't trust these gold fuckers.
So we only gained basic medical information about the chorus girls condition.
A chorus line.
Yeah, I mean, just the anomaly. I mean, it's completely alien physiology. So
Yeah, so all we basically discerned when we scanned her on board the ship was that she had bug bites and a slight infection.
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's anything more that can be gleaned about that infection.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm thinking is obviously the captain does not have that bacterial infection. Her infection is something physical happened to her, but for the captain, it's purely psychological. It's all mental.
Yeah.
okay, so now these questions have to specifically relate to the captain.
Okay.
Because
just
that
to
was
the
the
captain.
exam. So second question for the captain about the captain.
We'll do a brain scan to see if there's any abnormal brain activity.
There is wildly abnormal brain activity, far beyond what you would expect in even the most delusional schizophrenic ever encountered.
Oh, shit.
His brain has effectively been rewired in many ways.
Can we isolate any like foreign matter that may be in his brain or body?
There is no foreign matter. The neurons have literally been reorganized.
Okay.
Obviously not something that happened on its own.
Correct. It would be impossible. Jerry has a focus in infectious diseases, so I'll just go ahead and tell you this would not be any disease that the Federation has encountered. If it is a disease, it would not be like anything the Federation has encountered.
Okay. Can we ask the chorus if they're familiar with this kind of malady?
Yeah, of course.
No, I didn't say melody chorus.
Can we send them a scan of the brain activity?
Please send us what you have, and we will attempt to ascertain whether it is something we have encountered.
Okay, I feel like we're starting to be bodies.
And can you send us your data on the worm?
Our team is compiling it. There is a great deal of data to sift through regarding our ancient foe.
Hey, Captain, this is a private message just from Jerry, just between you and me. I'm also sending this out to Dash as well, but considering there's no kind of physical malady affecting Captain Stewart, I'm not going to rule out demonic possession.
Roger that.
Called the exorcism lieutenant. There's a young one and an old one.
There always is.
Okay, so you also wanted to try to help the chorus girl
Yes.
and retrieve the Carissa.
Yes.
So the chorus, they are happy to help you attempt to retrieve the Carissa. They tell you they have powerful antimatter tractor beams, but they feel like the immediate problem should be dealt with first.
Which is the girl?
Yep.
Okay. Well, they're compiling data. We're compiling data. I think we should combine the data into one big data
Okay.
to fix her.
To create an android? Oh.
yeah.
So, Todd, are you going to do anything else in medical before they send you the transmission? They don't give you a timeline on when it will be.
Well, considering that Jerry not only is an expert in infectious diseases and emergency medicine, he's also an expert in anthropology. So he's going to do some kind of like scan or reading to like pinpoint what kind of species we're dealing with here.
You could review the archival data
Okay.
from the ship.
All right.
I mean, it's possible the Federation has encountered them before, and you just guys haven't heard of it because there's a lot of aliens.
Yeah, but I mean, any information we can glean about this race would
Sure. So you can do use computers.
All right.
Okay. Can the ship assist?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he's using the ship's archive, so sure.
Okay. Computers and science. Does that make sense?
I think security
Okay.
would probably...
Right, because we're dealing with archives, so this is
Yeah.
like a...
Well, and that, like, security would fall under aliens we've met out in space that we don't know much about.
Okay. That's a target 12 for the ship. That's an 11.
Okay.
Is there a difficulty number here, or is
No.
it the same deal?
I think we're going to do the same deal. I think that worked
Okay.
pretty well. So the number of successes you get is the number of questions you can ask.
So Jerry is going to use his insight and science. That's a target number 15. There's an 11 and a 14. We got 3 successes again.
Okay. First question.
What race or species are we dealing with here?
You can confirm that this is for sure a species that the Federation has not encountered, at least in any sort of official capacity.
Holy shit.
This is not one of the questions for the GM, but is it possible the Carissa would have additional logs about this species having worked in this star system for a while?
That is entirely possible. mean, I would also note that the Carissa would probably have sensor readings, all sorts of crew logs and data that you guys have not even...
Okay. Well, we'll definitely contact the away team and see if they can get that.
Okay.
Perfect.
So another question, is there any records of like similar type species and how they affect brains and whatnot?
Not about species, but there is a record of a similar neurological change that was recorded approximately 10 years ago by a ship scouting the edge of the Habmire Formation, the USS Solomon. It was also derelict, and the executive officer was recovered completely insane.
Here's a question.
The rest of the crew missing.
So for a final question, so I assume then if this is a new discovery, Todd, I assume Jerry is kind of making a new entry in the archives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we should get some kind of reward for that.
Yeah, it's $4 Federation dollars.
Is there a
Yay.
space Nobel Prize for...
They don't have money.
We get a gift certificate to the Cheesecake Factory. Yay!
Are there any clues about their physiology that can be gleaned just from like a scan of bodily makeup or whatever?
Sure, I'm sure there would be. He was searching the archives.
This is just
though.
in the archives? Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I'm sure that would be a good idea. You have one more question.
Is it repairable, his fucked up brain?
The exo from the Solomon that was recovered with a similar malady, they tried to get him into treatment, but they were unable to before he managed to kill himself. He kept screaming repeatedly about the song, Don't listen to the voices.
Gotcha.
Did they try Paxil?
Yeah. Okay. Zoloft, everything.
Damn.
They ground up Tylenol. Took him to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, it made me feel better.
Now, meanwhile, on the Carissa, Dansworth and Gary Hill have made it down to the lower level where Emerald was, and his body is gone.
Ooh.
There's blood from where he was injured. His tricorder is broken there, but his body is gone.
Is there a trail of blood?
There is a trail of blood.
Should we follow that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we better.
So we said we were going to communicate to the away team to gather data. So I guess really we got to go by our priority here. Is it Emerald or getting the data?
You said you were going to communicate. You haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Okay, we do that.
Well, so this scene is with the away team. So the away team, this is like happening concurrently while Jerry's doing all this research.
Okay.
So, because it didn't take the away team that long
Gotcha.
get, like in terms of real time, like the core ship probably just appeared.
Okay.
By the time they got down there.
So I guess naturally we would follow the trail of blood to try to find him.
So you follow the trail. How
How are we proceeding?
how are you proceeding?
So Dansworth is the security officer. He'll lead with his phaser out.
So you get to a corridor, and this is the lower decks of the ship, and it leads to a ladder that goes up. You still see droplets of blood going up, and that's vaguely in the direction of medical.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he's doing all right and just needed to find a medical bay to fix his injuries.
You go up the ladder, get to medical, and of course, Dansworth has been here before. The door to medical is ajar. There's this still lingering smoke in the air, flickering lights of medical, but you can hear activity from inside. This is weird muffled voices.
Federation.
All right, Ramp Corporal, do you have a phaser?
Gary is technically part of the security team, so he would have a phaser.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got two of them. Dual wheel, motherfucker.
All right, so we're approaching the medical bay with our phasers out and up.
You guys jump dramatically into the doorway, phasers raised,
Oh, yeah.
and you see Emerald is on a bio bed, which is the standard bed in medical.
Oh, okay. He's resting.
There's all sorts of scanners on. The maggot creature is over him, looming, holding a hydro spray, antibiotic, protoplasm, and a trilaser connector, apparently healing Emerald's completely broken leg. The two zombies, maggot men zombies, are standing there, and one of them says,
We'll have to stabilize his internal injuries or he'll likely die.
and the other one,
We cannot allow that.
What the hell is going on
We
here?
must preserve all life.
Oh, that's nice.
they turn and see goes,
Where were you when my mother died?
Holy shit.
They turn and see you and the maggot creatures.
Federation!
Guilty. Who are you guys?
We are the Crux. We are sorry, but we could not stop the enemy before they destroyed your ship and crew.
They destroyed our ship?
The Curtis's crew was destroyed and taken captive.
By who?
Our terrible ancient enemy. They call themselves the Chorus.
Are they gold?
Yes, they are gold.
Well, shit.
So we should be friends with maggots, actually.
We're not maggots. We're complicated.
Okay.
Multi-organism life form.
Dansworth turns to Ramp Corporal Hill and says,
Hill, I need you to get up to the bridge and send a communication to the Fieri right away. Let them know who the chorus really are.
You must beware the song.
Emerald raises his head feebly from the bed and looks at his fellow crewman and says, "In a jam."
Emerald no longer has an injury,
Oh, cool.
and you can reduce his stress by 5.
Oh, nice.
fantastic.
The Chorus use a powerful, neurological, paralytic, for lack of a better word, song to destroy the minds of constructs such as yourselves. We are immune, which is why they've been trying to exterminate us.
What song is it? Is it like Rick Astley or something?
We cannot hear it in the way that you can. It sounds like crap,
Oh, so fish.
much like fish.
Okay. Just goes on forever. That makes you crazy normally.
You think at first it's cool because this is a jam band and you're really high, but then it just keeps going and you realize no one around you is bathed in days.
Emerald says, "Please, no jam."
It's like freeform jazz, but they did too much mescaline.
Okay, so I think we definitely need to try to communicate with the Fieri.
I'm a big Bonnie Raitt fan.
Okay, who's going to try to communicate with the Fieri?
Gary will.
So on the Fieri, in the medical bay, Jerry's just come in. He's done some research, and you can see the medical team, the golden chorus girl is sitting up, seems a little bit drowsy, and they're asking things. Hello, I'm medical officer, random Patreon member. Can you hear me? Cut back to the Carissa. How's Gary going to try to get a message?
I guess he's going to try to do something to like boost the signal from the Carissa to get it through.
That's dramatic, so it's almost certainly required.
Okay.
I guess the real question is, are you going to try to go to the bridge or engineering? Because that seems like it'd be the natural,
I guess engineering, because that's where you would boost something from
probably.
and divert power and things.
Yeah, Gary, see if you can ramp the signal.
I feel like if you haven't listened to our G.I. Joe episodes back in the day, that's what all these ramp references are for.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Avail yourself of it.
yeah, that's really good episodes anyway. All right, so Gary Hill's heading to engineering.
While he's doing that, I wonder if the Maggot Men and Emerald, now that he's doing better, could help Dansworth see if they could get one of the transporters on the Carissa powered up enough to get them back to the ship.
We will help you as we can. And by that I mean we will provide assists.
Cool.
Okay, so Gary Hill's going to engineering. Emerald, the maggot people, and Dansworth are going to teleporter room C.
Hey, you know what, you guys? I appreciate your help with the leg and for getting me back on my feet and in tip-top shape. I gotta say, for some guys who look like walking gumbo, you're all right.
Thank you. Your skin tastes like Alfredo sauce.
That's what I bathe in. Bam!
Weird.
Okay, so you could roll fitness and security for Gary to get to engineering as fast as possible.
Okay.
Difficulty 1.
Okay. That's target number 15.
Damn.
It's 13 and a 15, so 2 successes.
Nice.
So Gary sprints through the Carissa's hallways to engineering, activates the communication array, boosts the signal maximum. The Carissa's core flares into full capacity. It's apparently just been dialed down. It's completely functional. Pushes the signal through subspace, and on the Fieri, there's this feedback screech, and Shrev's like, "Ah! Signal coming through! Good God!"
Gary basically just communicates everything they found out about the worm men and the chorus.
Yeah, so that echoes through the ship, and in medical, all this bad news is filtering out, and the chorus lady, who the worm men tell you is properly known as the Singer Destructor, looks up, opens her eyes straight at Jerry, and opens her mouth. And we'll end there tonight.
Holy
boy.
shit.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The guys on the Carissa are probably going to survive and become main characters.
Oh, no.
The captains and everything.
We start piloting the Carissa around after the destruction of the Fieri.
The greatest side quest of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys were like, this is a Star Trek, but it's totally Star Trek.
Oh,
is.
yeah, big time.
Nice.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Thank you to all our Patreon members.
Yeah.
A couple of them were featured
Yeah.
tonight's episode. I forget which ones.
The maggot.
Yep, John Maggot. Thank you, John.
Farmer maggot.
Farmer Maggot.
Thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, located at 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right at the foot of the Ohio River.
And if you go in the bathroom, just remember what we learned today. First impressions aren't everything.
It's right.
Don't fall down the shaft.
Thank you to you, listener. We appreciate you listening. There's more of you listening every day, which we just find completely bizarre.
Yeah, it's super cool. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun playing Star Trek so far. We're going to finish that up and move on to some other games. And eventually we're going to play the Klingon version of this game as well.
Yes, we are. We're going to do Klingon stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be Klingons from Narendra Station that interact with the crew of the Cham.
Gotcha.
Or,
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Kabussi and the gang.
Oh, yeah, it should be Kabussi.
Yeah.
And it goes and is like the Federation.
Kabussi's crew.
Well, he's the Federation attache to a Klingon ship.
Yeah, there you
Because
go.
he's a Klingon in the Federation.
There you go.
But thank you for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.